Hello and welcome to the April 30th edition of the Thursday Night Thunder podcast with AJ and M.M.K. This is episode 43 of the series. I'm your host, Adam Jason Sinclair, and tonight on the most hardcore motorsports show on the internet, Mykkal and I will be recapping the action at Barrett-Jackson Palm Beach, getting ready for the Formula 1 Miami Grand Prix, and once again reminding you why we are your source for the latest and greatest auto racing news on the planet. Barrett-Jackson, the world's greatest collector car auctions, celebrate a historic Palm Beach auction fueled by record-breaking sales, celebrity appearances, and heartwarming charity moments during its annual collector car lifestyle event, April 16th through the 18th, at the South Florida Fairgrounds, featuring a docket of 610 collectible vehicles and a record number of bidders, 1,617. The Palm Beach auction achieved more than $47 million in vehicle auction sales, with 100% sell-through. 4 vehicles sold for a total of $1.635 million to benefit charity, bringing the total amount Barrett-Jackson's helped raise for nonprofits to more than $171 million. During the 3D auction, Barrett-Jackson also sold 264 pieces of authentic automobilia for more than $1.5 million, bringing the auction's total sales over $48.5 million.
The top vehicles that sold on Super Saturday, presented by Seminole Casino Coconut Creek during the 2026 Palm Beach auction, include a 2016 Pagani Huayra, lot number 747, for $3,190,000, a 2025 Ferrari SF90XX Stradale, lot number 751.1, for $1,870,000, a 2020 Ferrari 488 Pista, lot number 756, for $819,500, a 2021 Mercedes-Benz AMG GT Black Series Project 1 Edition, lot number 742, for $770,000, a 2024 Porsche 911 ST, lot number 755, for $665,500, a 2024 Porsche 911 GT3 RS VSEC, lot number 739, for $495,000, 2025 Porsche 911 GT3 RS VSEC, lot number 729, $401,500, a 2024 Porsche 911 GT3 RS VSEC, lot number 745, for $385,000, a 1979 Ferrari 308 GTS Targa Magnum PI, lot number 716, for $379,000, and a 1970 Dodge Hemi Challenger RT, lot number 758, for $368,500.
Barrett-Jackson kicked off its historic auction with an unforgettable opening night party featuring live music and entertainment, then continued to pump up the energy over the next 3 days with supercars, celebrities, and special charity moments. Celebrities who joined the festivities included NASCAR champion Kyle Busch and his wife Samantha, tennis legend and winner of 18 Grand Slam singles titles, Martina Navratilova, Florida State Senator Tom Wright, 4 Medal of Honor recipients, including U.S. Army Staff Sergeant retired David Bellavia, U.S. Marine Corps Corporal Kyle Carpenter, U.S. Army Command Sergeant Major Terry Richardson, and U.S. Army Command Sergeant Major retired Matt Williams, Damon John from Shark Tank, and television personality and builder Jesse James.
Barrett-Jackson's philanthropic efforts in Palm Beach totaled $1.635 million, with the sale of 4 vehicles, including a 2026 GM Defense Infantry Squad vehicle utility, lot number 3003, for $1 million, benefiting the Medal of Honor Foundation. A 1979 Porsche 911 SC donated by Florida State Senators Tom Wright and Jason Pizzo, lot number 3002, for $100,000, benefiting Space Coast Honor Flight. A 1988 Chevrolet Corvette 35th Anniversary Edition, lot number 3001, for $285,000 from 3 bids, including $135,000 from Jeanette and John Staluppi, as well as $75,000 each from Nicholas Mastrioni and the winning bidder. And a 1955 Chevrolet Bel Air convertible, lot number 3000, for $250,000, benefiting the Ellis Island Honor Society. In addition to the funds raised by Barrett-Jackson, NASCAR champion Kyle Busch and his wife Samantha announced that a portion of the proceeds from the sale of her 1957 Ford Thunderbird convertible, lot number 457, would benefit the Samantha and Kyle Busch Bundle of Joy Fund, which is dedicated to infertility, education, and awareness.
Barrett-Jackson enjoyed his most successful automobile auction in the Palm Beaches event's history, with 264 authentic items generating $1.5 million in total sales. Top automobile auctions include the late 1970s, early 80s Gulf Oil double-sided light-up service station pole sign, lot number 8177, which sold for $57,500. A 1958 Corvette Stingray pedal car by Esca, lot number 8179.1, also 57,500, and a 1930s through 40s Shell Oil porcelain with neon single-sided filling station sign, lot number 8193, also 57,500. Consignments for the June 25th through the 27th Columbus auction are now being accepted. Bidder registration is also open, with options to give full access to the auction. Advance tickets are on sale now, with special pricing for seniors, military, and first responders. Student tickets are $10, and children 12 years of age and under are automatically receive complimentary admission. Barrett Jackson VIP experiences and hospitality packages are available and offer elevated access.
Barrett-Jackson is returning to Nevada for its Las Vegas auction September 10th through the 12th, 2026, in the West Hall of the Las Vegas Convention Center. Join Barrett-Jackson's online conversation with hashtag Barrett-Jackson and hashtag BJAC on Facebook, X, Instagram, and YouTube.
Formula One returns to the U.S. this weekend for the Miami Grand Prix, streaming exclusively on Apple TV, with every session live and on demand. Anticipation builds as the 2026 season resumes, with Mercedes carrying momentum after three Grand Prix wins. Ferrari continues to apply pressure at the front. McLaren is poised to disrupt the established order, and Red Bull arrives in Miami chasing performance gains, setting the stage for a pivotal weekend that could reshape the title fight.
South Florida Motorsports, promoter of the Formula One Crypto.com Miami Grand Prix, can reveal today the launch of the event's first ever official Fan Fest. The free admission 5-day event at Loomis Park will extend the energy, spectacle, and atmosphere of Formula One beyond the Miami International Autodrome. Running from Wednesday, April 29th through Sunday, May 3rd, the inaugural Formula One Crypto.com Miami Grand Prix Fan Fest will transform Miami Beach into the official off-track destination of Race Week. Across Race Week, the Ticketmaster stage will host appearances from select drivers and personalities, fan-focused programming, and live viewings of the track action at the Miami International Autodrome. From practice and qualifying to the sprint and Grand Prix, the Fan Fest will provide a communal viewing experience just steps away from the beach. Guests will be able to challenge each other in slot car racing, purchase apparel from the MIA shop, and capture memories in front of masterfully crafted sand sculptures. Beyond the bevy of motorsports-themed activations, the Fan Fest will also boast a champagne garden and an impressive slate of food and beverage offerings.
The free 5-day event will connect guests with a wide range of brands and activations. Dermalogica is bringing its professional skincare expertise with X Activation, the D1 Pit Stop, a high-performance experience engineered with precision for proven results. Guests will also step into an immersive environment featuring professional facial analysis alongside hands-on discovery and trial of iconic formulas and cutting-edge animation. The activation will feature interactive moments, sampling, and a seamless path to shop through Ulta Beauty. The Aston Martin Aramco Formula One team will expand their race week presence to Miami Beach. The team will bring a show car to Loomis Park, giving fans a chance to see a Formula One car up close. Officially licensed team merchandise will also be for sale for those looking to deck themselves out in the iconic Aston Martin racing green.
The Red Bull Fan Zone will offer an interactive race experience for every fan. Guests can test their skills in pit stop challenges, reaction time tests, and get behind the wheel of racing simulators, while a Visa Cash App Racing Bull show car will give fans more photo opportunities with a Formula One car. Additional programming will feature appearances from Red Bull athletes who will share stories of their own journey at the Ticketmaster stage. Ford Racing will bring a high energy activation showcasing their off-road portfolio. Fans can check out the latest Raptor vehicle lineup, including the F-150 Raptor and Bronco Raptor, and stop by the merch store to get gear from America's race team.
Fans can take part in the Heineken 0.0 Flavors Sampling Tour, which offers an alcohol-free, flavorful activation experience that invites guests to sip and discover two new 0.0 flavors, cold pressed lime and nectarine juniper. Jack Daniels Whiskey will also join the experience, serving fans aged 21 and up refreshing Jack Daniels and Herradura cocktails from their stream bar throughout the week.
Waymo will provide guests with an opportunity to check out one of its self-driving cars, an activation attached to a stadium-style seated lounge area that provides a place to relax and take in the South Florida sun. For more information on FanFest and to register for attendance, please visit f1miamigp.com/fan-fest.
This year, the Miami International Autodrome has been transformed with a vibrant redesign inspired by the iconic neighborhoods of Miami. Authentic food, music, art, and entertainment will bring you to your life, creating an immersive and unforgettable fan experience. Each zone of the MIA campus, accessible to all ticket holders, will reflect the look, feel, and culture of the city's most celebrated districts. From the colorful street art of Wynwood to the coastal atmosphere of Key Biscayne, fans will embark on a journey through Miami without ever leaving the racetrack. Each neighborhood around the circuit will also showcase some of the city's most popular restaurants, delivering a distinctly Miami dining experience in 2026.
West Campus, presented by Ticketmaster, inspired by Little Havana. The vibrant energy of Little Havana comes to life with a legendary Miami live music venue ball and chain, featuring its signature pineapple-shaped stage facade, authentic Cuban cuisine, live DJs, dancers, and a festive atmosphere. The Little Havana mainstay will complement a Domino Park experience and an F1 World Champion Walk of Fame, presented by Ticketmaster. North Campus, presented by Gamebridge, inspired by Brickell drawing inspiration from Miami's dynamic financial center. The North Campus will feature new design elements that resemble Brickell's sleek and modern aesthetic. The Start Finish Suites, presented by Gamebridge, will showcase a modern design with a mix of race features paired with the shiny metallics that are inspired by Brickell's city space of high-rise buildings. Located within the Brickell Food Hall, you will find Doggy's Arepa Bar, a family-owned restaurant group specializing in home-cooked foods infused with authentic Venezuelan flavors. Multiple-time James Beard Award semifinalist chef Jose Mendin Pabelli Sushi returns, offering an eclectic fusion of Japanese and Latin flavors, while Ceviche blends the food of Japan and Peru to create an original and distinctive offering. Novecento, a South Florida favorite, will add its famed Argentinian flavor to North Campus, and Oakberry Acai will feature refreshing acai sourced directly from the Amazon.
The Fountains and Promenade, inspired by Coconut Grove, one of Miami's most historic waterfront neighborhoods, inspires this relaxed and artistic zone. Lush greenery, made peacocks, and shade seating will help bring the neighborhood feeling to life. The setting will also feature inspiration from Coconut Grove citrus farms and farmers markets, while display of photos from the first four Miami Grand Prix and outdoor art gallery will celebrate Miami's art scene. During the ever popular Miami Slice, which is set to open its newest location in Coconut Grove and serve some of the city's most sought after pizzas, is modern French restaurant Chevrerie, known for their beautiful and decadent offerings. The Fusel Pasta Formula One Barilla will feature the Barilla Lasagna Bar at the Fountains and in the North Campus presented by Gamebridge, where they'll be selling lasagna bolognese and lasagna ricotta with spinach. The Beach, inspired Miami Beach, capturing the energy of South Beach. This popular live entertainment zone will feature Art Deco aesthetics, vintage vehicles, iconic lifeguard towers, and colorful lounge seating. Sand sculptures and a party-style atmosphere will create the unmistakable vibe of Miami Beach trackside. A host of returning bands will also feature at the beach, including authentic Cuban cuisine from Havana 1957, famous for its croquetas and medianoche sandwiches, and the beloved coffeehouse Cortadito is a perfect match for the energy amplified by the Hard Rock Beach Club. Also returning is Cafe Americano, renowned for its Napoleon-style pizza and Italian gelato.
East Campus is inspired by Wynwood, known for its bold street art. Wynwood's large-scale murals and installations will surround fans, while a collaboration with the art of hip-hop will create a dynamic experience featuring a walkthrough museum, DJ sets, and a show car painted live by different artists throughout race weekend. And East Campus, Sushi Mas offers an experience that mirrors Miami's breezy coastal vibe. From the heart of Wynwood, Skinny Louie's Award winning smash burgers are made with 100% fresh black Angus beef patties, while fellow Wynwood burger joint Cowie Burger will also have a presence on the grounds. Crazy Poke, straight from its Wynwood location, will serve fans some of the freshest fish in the city. The marina, presented by MSC Cruises, inspired by Key Biscayne. This iconic campus area has been reimagined with the all-new centerpiece, the MSC Yacht Club, rising 5 decks and stretching 264 feet from bow to stern. The structure will offer exceptional views of turns 5 through 9 while delivering an outstanding hospitality experience, with Bagatelli bringing its signature French Riviera-inspired Joy de Vivre to all who step on board. Jack Daniels will have presence in the marina, presented by MSC Cruises through Jack's Garage, which will provide guests with a general admission stage with live musical performances, a bar, and other engaging activations. A favorite of Key Biscayne, La Boulangere and Bull Mitch will bring its artesian pastries, savory empanadas, and coffee to the marina. Fans can also check out the new marina viewing deck, which provides a unique viewing experience of track action, or visit the trackside Lighthouse Lounge Restaurant. Oh my
Hard Rock Stadium, inspired by Miami Gardens, celebrating the host city. Hard Rock Stadium will feature the community zone, connected to local school STEAM programs and spotlight work from local artists. In addition, the Bonhams car auction will display their vehicles on the 300th level of Hard Rock Stadium. To celebrate the 40th year of operation of Hard Rock Stadium, Bar 87, located in the southeast helix of the stadium, will highlight historic moments hosted at the iconic venue since it was established in 1987 and commemorate the venue's impact on the Miami Gardens community. Sunrise Key, presented by Empower. Within the Sunrise Key, presented by Empower, the MIA campus hosts premium hospitality products within the zone, including the Empower Vista at Turn 1, a 3-story structure showcasing unparalleled views of the action at Turn 1. Sunrise Key will also hold Motorsports Alley, presented by Ticketmaster, where cars from the Weekend Support Series, Porsche Carrera Cup North America, and McLaren Trophy North America will be accessible for fans to see up close.
Hospitality offerings for fans in hospitality areas around campus. The flavors of Miami's vibrant neighborhoods will be available through sweet add-ons. Throughout the weekend, guests will have the opportunity to try local favorites, including Cafe La Trova, led by Michelle Bernstein, who will bring the spirit of Little Havana to race weekend. The Mylla, a staple of Miami Beach, will take guests on a culinary journey across the Mediterranean and Japan, blending the two influences into a unique Mediterranean cuisine. Wynwood's Osabaco, directed by grill master Guillermo Aligi, will provide guests with a showcase of premium meats cooked over fire, paired with seasonal organic vegetables, crafted by chef Mykkal Beltran to celebrate the city of Miami through Cuban-American cuisine. Ariat will come to campus to highlight their soulful flavors that have been shaped in Coconut Grove. Novacentro will represent Key Biscayne and offer an Argentine grill experience, while Pabelli Sushi's beloved flavors will spotlight the Brickell establishment, known for their iconic sushi platters that will also be available to guests in hospitality spaces across the weekend. The MIA campus is accessible to all ticket holders, except ticketed premium hospitality, and fans are encouraged to explore the grounds. Purchase your campus pass presented by Ticketmaster at FM1 Miami GP or F1, F1MiamiGP.com.
Hard Rock, founding partner and curator of live music at the Miami Grand Prix Hard Rock Beach Club, will anchor the energy-packed weekend with live music. On Friday, May the 1st, Grammy-winning DJ and producer Zedd and legendary rapper Nelly will take the Hard Rock Beach Club stage to kick off the weekend. On Saturday, May 2nd, EDM hitmaker Marshmello and NBA legend turned DJ Diesel, also known by his full name, Shaquille O'Neal, will take the stage, and rising house duo Loud Luxury and country star Kane Brown will perform their crowd favorite hits Sunday, May the 3rd.
The Hard Rock Beach Club is one of the most iconic hospitality experiences at the Miami International Autodrome. Perched on the outside of turns 11 through 13, guests enjoy sweeping views of the racing action, plus giant trackside displays throughout the space. Exclusively available to Hard Rock Beach Club ticket holders, the venue features cabana-style seating, bars, all-day cuisine, and incredible live outdoor performances. Tickets are available at F1MiamiGP.com. Beyond the Track at Seminole Hard Rock Motel and Casino Hollywood, Kane Brown, Marshmello, and Nelly will take over Hard Rock Live on Friday, May 1st with Miles on It. Collaborators Marshmello and Kane Brown extending the fun at Dare nightclub later that evening. Tickets are available at casino.hardrock.com/hollywood/entertainment/hard-rock-live.
Are you a race car driver, crew chief, pit member, track owner, or maybe you're just a huge fan of the sport? Contact us to get your spot on the show. After all, you deserve your 15 minutes of fame, and we'd love to hear from you. Easiest way to do that, of course, is to go to the webpage for this show, Thursday Night Thunder Podcast.podbean.com. There's information at the bottom of the page on how to do that. Be sure to check it out. We'd love to hear from you. Memento Exclusives and Audi Revolut F1 team have revealed a new multi-year agreement that will see fans across the globe gain access to premium officially licensed products from the team's debut F1 season and beyond. Memento Exclusives, based in the UK Motorsport Valley, offer industry-leading products to fans via the officially licensed retail and auction platform F1 Authentics. It is the world's leading motorsport memorabilia specialist, and is best known as the expert provider of show cars to the F1 and its ecosystem.
This includes the production of the first ever Audi Revolut F1 team show car, the R26 concept car revealed at the Audi Brand Experience Center in Munich, followed by the official team launch show car in Berlin, and presence at the Adidas brand hub during Super Bowl weekend in San Francisco. Now, this new multi-year collaboration will see collectors able to get their hands on expert replica car parts, steering wheels, bodywork, racewear, and merchandise, including signed editions from drivers Nico Hulkenberg and Gabriel Bortoleto.
Additionally, fans can expect access to exclusive items that have never been made to purchase before. For example, to celebrate the launch, Audi Revolut F1 team has made a set of limited edition mini helmets available for auction. A collaboration between Audi Revolut F1 team and Pantone led to the creation of these mini helmets, featuring the iconic Pantone color identification chip, each with its own unique color code. The colors used for this project were validated through Pantone's color evaluation process to ensure accurate color representation. These mini helmets were used to reveal the brand's color palette: chalk, graphite, titanium, and lava to the world ahead of joining the grid for the 2026 Formula One World Championship.
Unveiled as a feature installation during the team launch in Berlin, they have gone on to feature in select partner activations. Not commercially available to buy anywhere, and with production extremely limited, these are rare and historical pieces from a landmark moment. Collectors will be able to bid to become the lucky owner of a set of these exclusive mini helmets via F1 Authentics Miami auction online from the 24th of April until the 3rd of May 2026. Collectors can find official licensed memorabilia at F1Authentics.com, ranging from race used bodywork and racewear, limited edition signed helmets, and more.
Delivering a fresh perspective to its paddock and inspired by the iconic Team Geist collections from the 2026 FIFA World Cup. A striking optical effect is created through curved panels flowing across the chest, sides, and collar, echoing the H-shaped design of the tournament's match ball. Bringing a touch of style on and off the track, the capsule is finished with warm hues of the Miami sunset that come to life your destined beaches, capturing the evening sun with each panel. Headlining the collection is the driver's jersey, brought to life via illuminating soft pink and blue hues against a black base, while iridescent details run across the body. The 3 stripes, 4 rings, and logo, which is woven through each piece of the collection, including driver's jackets, shorts, tees, and accessories.
Complementing the jersey is the Mega Ride F50 shoe that features spiderweb panels over a black mesh base, a design last seen on the 2005 F50 Spider Boots. Through bold designs, elements from past tournaments, the collection brings a World Cup-inspired aesthetic to the paddock, celebrating the two sports in tandem. The design will also extend beyond the paddock and onto the track with an exclusive race suit to be worn by Nico Hulkenberg and Gabriel Bortoleto, crafted in the same colorway and patterns as the main collection.
The Adidas X Audi Revolut F1 Team Miami collection is the first range of special drops planned for the season and is available to purchase on adidas.com, store.adi.com, and the selected Adidas retailers worldwide. With the Miami Grand Prix returning in 2026, new analysis from Vegas Insider reveals how much accommodation prices rose during race weekend. The study analyzed Airbnb and Booking.com prices for two adults across Miami GP weekend and the following non-race weekend. It found the standard Miami GP race weekend stay averages $785.58, making it 62.1% more expensive than the following weekend.
For fans staying longer, the cost climbs even higher, with a 4-day race weekend stay averaging $1,206.71. Key findings: a standard Miami GP race weekend stay for two adults averages $785.58, compared with $484.49. Then, the following non-race weekend, longer 4-day race weekend stays average $1,206.71, making them 84.1% more expensive than the following weekend. Travelers visiting Miami 1 week after the Grand Prix could save up to $550 on accommodation. Booking.com hotel prices see the biggest spike, reaching $1,616.71 for a longer race weekend stay. Miami GP 2026 accommodations is 4.3% more expensive than the 2025 race weekend, and Miami GP 2026 is 66.4% more expensive than the 2025 Las Vegas GP when comparing longer race weekend stays.
So basically, Miami is living up to its reputation as being a really expensive race to go to. I noticed that last year when I went there on Friday. It was kind of insane for some of the stuff they were doing, but it's cool to go. If you have the opportunity, I'd highly recommend it. It's really awesome to have a Formula One race in our little neck of the woods here. So if you're able to head down there, I'd recommend it. But be prepared to spend an arm and a leg, because they'll be there waiting for you to chop it off in the parking lot. I guarantee it. But it's really an awesome thing. And if you're good about budgeting and you find some good deals, there are some good deals out there. They're hard to find, but there are good deals out there. There's some tickets available for tomorrow that are fairly decent. You'd have to look several different websites to find them. Good luck with that. I did that last year. It was great to find them, and it was still pricey, but better than it could be. So be sure to check that out if you're interested. And hopefully it's a good weekend for racing. I know the forecast for tomorrow is good. The forecast for Saturday is very good. The forecast for Sunday is not. So hopefully it's an okay forecast there on Sunday. Hopefully the weather's okay, but it doesn't look like it's going to be. It's going to be a little bit rainy there, and they did have a rainy race weekend there last year as well. So we'll see how that goes. Could be really interesting though. Again, it's going to be more difficult to find the Formula One race if you're not an Apple subscriber. If you don't subscribe to Apple TV or anything like that, there will be highlights of course, available, and they're going to have the stuff online if you can find it. But it looks like the best way to see that race is to either go to the race itself or to go to the free Miami Fan Fest, which looks kind of cool. They've had some stuff on TV about that this week. It looks kind of awesome, and hopefully it's a fun time for those people involved. Of course, if you head down there to the Hard Rock Hotel in the Miami area, you can see all the stuff there as well. That looks pretty neat. That would be an awesome way to see it. And if you've got if you've got the extra money in your budget, Hard Rock Hotel, nothing can beat that. I've had the opportunity to stay down there one time. It was really cool, and I visited there more than a few times. So that's pretty awesome as well. So, have you been following any of the Formula One racing this year? I know it's been a little bit interesting to find it on occasion, but there have been some stories about it this year.
No, But that's not to say that I haven't seen like little bits and pieces
Hmm.
on. I'm not gonna say. Well, I'm gonna say it. TikTok. I do see a lot of motorsports news and stuff on TikTok. So, but no, it's there's just so many different places you gotta look to find these races and but it sounds interesting. It always does. And the race in Miami, I was kind of reading back over the script again. So, is that a street race? I mean, obviously that's a street race, but how do they come up with the courses for these street races? Is that something that is there something too that has to like do they have to get like the city's vote on where they can set up like their courses and stuff for these street races?
For some of them, yes. For Miami, no, because it's not really a street race in Miami. It's more of a technically it's a race for the parking lot of Hard Rock Stadium. So it's all
Oh, oh, oh,
and they have
oh.
a huge parking lot there for the stadium because of the football and all that. So they move the it goes. It's a huge course, and it's sort of semi permanent now. In fact, they're actually going to have other. They've had other races this year, in addition to the Formula One race. So they're able to move the move parking around and that sort of thing. And in some cases, they can actually have the track open at the same time. They've have other events going on at the stadium. So they're it's more of a permanent course than a road course, but it is basically just a parking lot
Oh.
type course. Is how it was originally designed anyway.
Wow. Well, that just made it even more interesting. That must be one big parking lot.
Yep, for a lot thousands of cars and miles of. If you get a really bad spot, you're miles away from the stadium. But that's how it goes. Like last year when I had just had my surgery the previous week, and I decided it was a good time to head down to an auto race on a Friday. But it's how I'm not going to change the ticket just because my foot doesn't feel like it. So had to walk on the going over there. We walked less than a block, and then we got to take a little bus, which was good, like a van. Coming back, we they weren't in vans, so we had to walk almost 2 miles to get back to the car, and that wasn't the most exciting thing. I don't remember if you told me if you remember how much I told you it was. It would have been more than $150 to take a little jitney, the bicycle taxi cab thing, from the racetrack back to the car. And there were people paying that, but that's a little insane. Uh, and I'm sure this year the price has gone up more because it's a really popular race, and people are willing to pay it, and people are willing to spend it, and that's how it goes.
So, excuse me. What do you think of the Waymo cars? What do have you had an interaction or encounter with any of those self-driving cars?
Not yet. I know that they are getting closer. Like they said, they've got the thing there in Miami, and I know that they're working on expanding into South Florida. I know that they've got their their closest thing right now is they have a Orlando run where it works around the theme parks, around Disney especially. Uh, but again, I haven't had the chance to do that yet. I'd love to, but it doesn't look like we're going to be going to Disney World this year. We might in October, but we'll be heading out to Disneyland a month from tomorrow, so that's pretty awesome. But probably won't be doing much Waymo stuff out there. Although I know that they're working around they've been in the Los Angeles area for some time now, so that would be interesting if we had the chance. But I don't know if my wife would be too keen on riding in a taxi without a driver in the front.
Well, I did see a video of one of the Waymo cars, and it was getting ready to drive out, like right out in front of a bus. Like it was, it like a police officer that happened to be right there somehow, I don't know, got the traffic to stop or something. I don't know, but it was crazy. The car was literally driving out into
Hmm.
traffic. So yeah, I don't know. I hope that's not like um a common occurrence with those, but I think they're kind of cool
Hmm.
and I don't know. Hopefully they're not super expensive because it sounds like it maybe would have been helpful for you for that race.
Yeah.
You went to so hopefully they're not like super expensive and hopefully they can perfect those because I mean they're kind of a good idea if, like I said, they're not super expensive. Kind of a good idea, I guess.
I know the whole idea behind it is to make the bring the cost down because they won't have to worry about the drivers or insurance or that sort of thing. But they'll have to it'll be it'll be different, and it is slowly rolling out across the country. Um, so it'll be a matter of time. I know originally the point of Uber was the people who started that were planning on using self-driving cars quicker than that's rolling out. But I know within a few years that will be they'll be rolling out the self-driving cars for Uber. Um, I'm sure Lyft is on the way to doing that as well. So it's only a matter of time, but they're working on it all the time. Like I said, there are some issues, but I think the issues are not as much with the technologies with other people, because sometimes other drivers are a little more aggressive than the system believes they should be, and it makes it more difficult for the computers to drive you around safely. So they think that things are their programming suggests that people are going to react differently than they do.
I guess in some ways it could almost be a little bit, well, it's like 50-50, but it could almost be kind of safer too, you know, um, not having to deal with like a stranger picking you
Hmm.
up and taking you somewhere. So I don't know, but it's not really, I'm not gonna say good, but an interesting kind of spot where we are.
It is, and it's a things are definitely changing. I know going to NASCAR a little bit. They've had some rumors lately that NASCAR is considering electric cars. I know that Ben Kennedy, the new chief operating officer of NASCAR, has expressed interest in doing that in the past. There's been rumors recently that the electric cars will be rolling out in the O'Reilly series sometime in the next couple of years. Um, I'd imagine they'd probably use the Mustang Mach E, and there's also other cars. Toyota, I know, has their new sportier than a Prius thing, but I don't know. I don't remember what the model name is. And I'm sure that there's other cars. I know that we went when we were in Barrett Jackson 2 weeks ago now. They had Dodge had their Challenger there, which was an all electric Challenger. So that would be pretty awesome if they were able to do
Oh
that too.
wow. Are you familiar with I think anyways, they're called, well, you might see them a little more in Florida than we do over here, but the brand's called Lucid, and they're
Hmm.
electric cars, but I think those are actually pretty cool.
They are. They're very nice, and I've ridden a couple of them before. They're awesome. They're a very comfortable car, very nicely designed. It's like a well, it's like a full size sedan is what it is. But it's really neat. And I think it's a little bit better designed than some of the different cars out there, some of the Teslas. Um, so and it's a little bit easier to get in and out of than some of the Teslas, and a little bit easier than getting out of than the Ford and the Mach E. So, but yeah, I think Lucid's a pretty cool car. I think Rivian is the best one. The one that has the electric trucks. I've actually gotten to see those a few times. I never gotten to haven't gotten to ride in one yet, but I did. I have seen them around quite a bit.
I've heard of them. Are they the only ones that have electric trucks? That brand, Rivian?
I believe so. So far, anyway, they're the only one that have the electric pickup trucks. So unless you count like the Teslas, the Cybertruck type thing. So
Fair enough. Okay, I have to ask, do you think the Tesla Cybertruck is a truck or more of a SUV?
I think it's a truck. When you look at it, when you get closer to it, you can tell because the whole back end it's like a covered bed. It's not very efficient the way it's laid out, but it's definitely more of a pickup truck type thing.
Fair enough. I think they're kind of cool.
Hmm.
I like kind of they remind me of kind of like an arrow.
Yeah,
So I think they're kind of cool.
there's a lot of those down here. A lot. Like I see one every time we go out in the road. I see at least one, sometimes two, sometimes 10. There's a ton of the Cybertrucks out here. There's a ton of Teslas, but there's an awful lot of Cybertrucks around here now.
Yeah, I think I've seen maybe like three with my own eyes.
Hmm.
So So I can't really judge, I guess, too much. But that's what they resemble to me. It's kind of an arrow.
Hmm. They're really they're an interesting thing. I think that they definitely have their issues. They've had some bodywork issues in the past, where they've had panels that have come off because of the glue, especially down here where it gets really really hot sometimes. Um, Over 100 degrees, the glue that holds some of the panels in place isn't very efficient. But they're working on that now, so it's haven't had that issue for the past year or two, so that's a good thing. But like any new thing, it has some growing issues. So
I did see a video and it was kind of a little bit funny only because I don't know, common sense maybe, but this guy took his Tesla Cybertruck to like a mud hole type of thing, and it ruined his truck, big goofball, but yeah, he was pretty mad. But that goes back to the common sense part of it.
it does. Yeah, I've seen lots of stuff around that lately, especially some of the people doing where they get to because the Cybertrucks, any truck like that, any electric vehicle doesn't like salt water. So if you get too close to the like you're driving on the beach or whatever, that's not the smartest thing to do. And there's been stuff where the where cars have done electric cars have gotten stuck on the in the sand and they've caught fire, and
Oh
that's
no.
not a good thing. So it's a kind of kind of funny. People should think before they do stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's all it boils down to is using your brain a little.
Hmm. So again, it should be a really good weekend of racing this weekend. I'm hoping that the weather is good there in Miami Gardens for the Formula One race. Like I said, last year was awesome, but it's a little pricey and it's a lot of walking. And I'm really, really hoping that by not going this year, I'll be able to go next year, at least for one day. So hoping I won't have to worry about my feet as much next year. Fingers crossed and all that. But again, we are going to be doing some major walking around. We're going to be doing some major walking next month. So hopefully everything goes better. That's the plan anyway. Again, my next race I'm planning on heading to is still going to be Homestead. Probably not going to any other races. We were thinking about going to the SRO race in Sebring, but that just didn't work out because the SRO schedule is so weird. They've got a early mornings run and then they've got a long break until they run again in the afternoon. That just doesn't work, especially when you're a few hours away. Might work for the people at the SRO race because I know that SRO is more of a of a racers thing, where there's not as many spectators. But for spectators coming from any distance, having a early morning practice and then late afternoon race is just not in the cards for a lot of people. And I think that's why the SRO will never have the huge following the other races do. But that is one of the things that's coming up soon. The SRO race there in Sebring is coming up. There's also another drifting race happening here in the Palm Beaches in the end of May. I believe it's May 23rd. Check that out. The South Florida Fairgrounds. They're having quite a few of those now, so that's kind of awesome. Might actually have a think about heading out there in May because that would be an interesting thing. That's in like 3 weeks, so that'd be pretty cool. Might check that out there.
Yeah. So, okay, one more time while I'm on the subject. The autodrome, is that essentially just um a big kind of fancy word for like an auto parking lot complex type of thing? Is there really like what's the drone part? What's drone mean? I know what like a dome is, but I'm not picturing like a big old dome.
Well, it's like a velodrome. A velodrome, which is velodrome, which is like a bicycle place. That's where it comes from. It's a fancy word for a racetrack. That's all it is.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I'm putting too much thought into it.
Yeah, it's an interesting name. I think they want to be fancier than saying, "Hey, we got a race around our parking lot." That just doesn't sound as good. Yeah, come out to the Hard Rock Stadium parking lot. We have a Formula One race today. So doesn't sound right quite as
True.
clever. There you go.
At the same time, though, I'm a little bit shocked that we're been talking about a parking lot this whole time. So it also does kind of sound intriguing.
Yeah, it's a neat looking facility. They've got a it's not it's actually not that bad for viewing wise, especially if you got a good seat in some of the grandstands. Um, what I heard originally before I went down there last year was the first couple of years, people were complaining that they couldn't see the cars very much. I don't know where these people are sitting because from where we were sitting, it wasn't bad. You could see the whole like a three-turn complex. It wasn't bad at all. There's some permanent racetracks where you can't see that much from where you're sitting, depending on where your seats are. So it wasn't bad at all. And like I said, it's a cool race to head down to. It's a little pricey. It's a lot pricey, but it's really cool, and it's neat to see the Formula One guys. I know they've had a lot of issues there this week. Some of the drivers are not happy with the way Formula One is going. Because they're complaining. Some of the current drivers, as well as some of the prospective drivers, are complaining that it's sort of made for television racing, which it is. But if you look at any type of professional motorsports, you're looking at the NHRA a lot lately, especially. You look at NASCAR traditionally, especially the past since the next generation cars, the cars of tomorrow era. Anything since then, it's really a TV centered event. So the stuff like Kyle Busch coming out and doing the bows at the end and all the different things like that. It's all for your entertainment. And that's more than it's not as much as it used to be in the past, especially with Formula One, where it was more of a test bed for high technology things. Sure, they have that still, but it's made for TV racing, and it's for your entertainment purposes more than anything else. So some of these drivers just don't get that, or they do, and they just want something to say, so it goes across a good soundbite. But people like Lando Norris haven't been happy this week. Other drivers as well, saying that it's just not the direction they're hoping the sport is going. But I think it keeps bringing the people, and it keeps expanding, so they must be doing something right.
Yeah, better that direction than, backwards or
Hmm.
no direction because there's no support.
Yeah, they've also had some issues this past week. Well, this weekend it'll be interesting to see because they've changed the mapping of some of the engine management. So they've had some issues this season with the curve system, the kinetic energy recovery system, not functioning quite as well as it could be, and really slowing down the cars in some of the corners. This week they're making some adjustments on that, so we'll see how that goes. I believe tomorrow will be the test of that because they'll end up with full practices and qualifying tomorrow. So see how fast they go tomorrow, how well their adjustments have gone, and hopefully the engines hold up and the brakes hold up, and especially with the fact it's going to be a rainy weekend more than likely on Sunday, and if you have brake issues on a street course with really narrow turns, that's not the best thing for your car.
No. No.
It'll be interesting to see how that goes. And I don't know who I don't really have a favorite for this year because again they've changed so many people in Formula One this year, but uh, I'm certain previous race winners will have a distinct advantage, and it might end up being one of those sort of things where it's another runaway for the top seed guys. But you never know. There's guys in the back who are always competitive and could be interesting.
Yeah, it sounds interesting.
Uh, did you have a chance to watch any of the Barrett Jackson auction from a couple weeks ago?
I did see a little bit. I did see a little bit, bits and pieces. Um, that's like an event to go to. I know you said that you've been like to a couple of them, but
Yeah.
now that I'm not like a little kid and like I don't know, like I said, my parents were just always watching it. So now that I can appreciate it a little bit more, I guess is where I'm going with that. It is interesting, and I'm really not surprised that they brought in, really remarkable amounts of money because
Mhm.
it's really cool. It's really cool. The variety, it's just really cool. And I don't know. I bet it takes a lot to put on an event like that. And I think that in itself is pretty cool too.
Mhm. Yeah, it was definitely quite the thing. They had an awful lot of people there. it was like going out to the fairgrounds for the fair, because there were so many people, young kids and families and older people too, and lots of people with big piles of money. We saw the chief of the Seminole tribe was there with his well, of his friends and all sorts of people. Like John Stlupi, of course, was there. Rick Hendrick was there. So on Friday there, Kyle Busch and his wife were there. So it's a quite the event, quite a lot of people, and they weren't afraid of spending their money. Definitely not on Saturday, especially. So good thing. Lots of great money spent for good causes, and lots of people got interesting cars.
Yeah. Out of all the people that were there and all the people that you just named, who, in your opinion, was the most, um, I don't know, interesting? Who do you, out of all those people you just named, who was kind of the most shocking that they were there?
I don't really think there's much shocking. I think the fact that Kyle Busch was there was really cool. He looked really happy. All the pictures I
No.
saw of him, he looked really, really happy to be there, and it was a that would have been awesome to see him there on Friday. It actually turns out that it might have been able to go on Friday, but it just didn't. It didn't. Wasn't totally in the cards. And Saturday was good, but it was neat. I think Saturday is a good day to head out there. Saturday is, of course, Super Saturday, so everybody and their brother will be heading out there, and they always do. But it was interesting to be there on Saturday. A lot different perspective than being there on the first day on Thursday, which I've done for several years. So it was cool, and I'll probably be going again next year.
Yep. Buy yourself a vehicle, a collector.
No, I don't have. I don't have the 3 point. Was it the follow the after all the bidders premium? What was the total again? Let's see. Way back up here, 3.1 something $1 million for the. Where is it? There it is. The $3.19 million for 2016 Pagani Hyara. That's the. I don't quite have that much money in my bank account right now, so it was quite the car to look at, though. It was really, really amazing, and the fact that they had it sitting there, and it's a sort of cars put together by hand. They don't make very many of them at all. It has to be ordered years in advance, which is why one that's 10 years old still sells for that much. But it's quite the car. Carbon fiber and everything else. It probably weighs less than my first car did. My first car was 1,100 pounds, so I think probably a little less than that. So
Oh, wow, that's
it's
light.
yeah, and it's fast. So go 300 miles an hour in a car that weighs less than just over 1,000 pounds. That's interesting, is what it would be. Yeah. So, and if you have any issues, the 3.1 million is nothing compared to the fact that you're going to spend thousands of dollars every few months to have the oil changed and everything else, because the whole car has to basically come apart to change the oil, because the engine is an integral part of the design of the car. So you have to pull the rear end, the whole rear end of the car apart, take the engine out, change the oil that way, and then put the engine back in. You have to be able to put the car back together. It's insane, but there are
Mm.
a few Paganis out here, so I haven't seen very many. I think I've seen one in the past 10 years. It probably isn't the one that we just sold, but it is a quite the car, and there's a lot of interesting supercars that head around Palm Beach certain times of year. So there you go.
This has been a while ago because we haven't been to Florida in quite some time. I think it was our first trip, so like 5 or 6 years ago. But anyways, we we were by some, I don't remember which, well, because I'm not from Florida, but we were just driving through because we were just exploring, and this man had his garage door open, and he had like car lifts on like one side, and then he had like shelves or something for his cars, kind of cool, on the other side. But his garage was wide open, and all I seen were brand new Corvettes, and he had about 8 of them, and they were all in a different color. And I thought that was kind of neat.
But you need a different color for every day of the week, and then just have the spare one for when you're bored. So,
When you have to go somewhere twice in one day.
you know, you can't be seeing the same car and the same color car every day. Don't you? So, it's horrible. But yeah, they did have that sort of stuff too. They had the all the garage accents, the lifts, and the parking things. We can park like three cars in a standard two-car garage, was having one above the other, and so that's kind of the neat thing there too. Is all the it's basically just a really fancy car show, um, and you never see those sort of cars in one place ever. So because you have the 2016 Pagani, of course, then you've got a 1927 Ford, and then you've got a 1973 Volkswagen that's painted up like the Mystery Machine that sold for $20,000. So and it had painted up just like the Mystery Machine from Scooby Doo, but also had a shag carpeting interior from the front all the way to the back, really heavy orange shag carpeting, covering everything, covering the doors, covering the dashboard, covering the floors, covering the
Oh my
walls,
gosh.
covering the roof. It was bright orange. You'd have to be a special person to invest in that. And apparently, somebody wanted it for $20,000. So I don't see him driving around town, but you never know. There could be somebody listening to the show today who has a $20,000 Mystery Machine with bright orange shag carpeting interior. There you go. So, and that's kind of an interesting thing you don't see every day either. Plus, there's a bunch of different cars with the 6x6s, those insane trucks with the huge wheels and all that. Uh, it's just really cool. It's definitely an experience. And again, the same sort of thing as the Formula One race, only it's a more unique, I suppose, because you'll never see the same sort of cars at Barrett Jackson year to year. But it's a good experience to have down here, and it's really fun. And I'm happy that it is in this area. I'm really happy it's less than 10 minutes from the house. So it's a really cool thing, and it's really fun to see that down here. So, should be really good in the future as well. Hopefully, we'll get a chance to talk to Craig Jackson or somebody from Barrett Jackson before their next auction. I am working on that still, and got some ideas for future guests as well. And again, if you're interested in coming on the show, we'd love to have you. Please go to Thursday Night Thunder Podcast.podbean.com. Check it out. We've got information on there for you. With that, let's go ahead and wrap up the show for this week. It's Thursday Night Thunder by visiting facebook.com/SD Thursday Night Thunder. You can listen to previous episodes of the show at the Thursday Night Thunder Podcast. That's Thursday Night Thunder Podcast.podbean.com or on Podchaser, iHeartRadio, Boomplay, Spotify, Player FM, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts. You can also find us on YouTube at youtube.com/FABORPLUMBS. If you support the show, be sure to check out the fan club feature of the Podbean app by visiting facebook.com/SD Thursday Night Thunder. I've got a little pin thing up at the top. Check that out. I also invite you to check out my racing news site at motorsportsnewsandviews.wordpress.com. I did post a lot of articles about that, about local racing events last week, as well as some stuff about Barrett Jackson and other things. Be sure to check that out. In addition, if you're a fan of South Florida, and who isn't, be sure to check out and visit the latest news and information about our slice of paradise at my travel blog, For Warplum's Fantastic Finds, which can be found on Facebook, on X at PB Happening, and by heading to For Warplum's Fantastic Finds. That's FABORPLUMBS Fantastic Finds.wordpress.com.
Thank you for listening, and we look forward to seeing you again next week in the Thunderdome as we discuss the major issues in the world of modern auto racing.
Have a great night, and thanks again.